Okay, so this is a higher tier IGCSE maths paper. And the first thing we come across is a formula sheet. All I can say about this is, get familiar with it, learn what's on there, and learn how to use it. Okay, question 1. Now, my software's corrupted this, so I'll just rewrite it. It's 24.1 divided by 8.4 minus 7.8 minus 6.2 squared. Now, if you have a calculator that where you can enter fractions, I suggest that you just use that, because then you can enter this formula as it is, as it's written on the page, which is why these new calculators are so good. So you might as well do that. Okay. So enter this one as a fraction and then take away 6.2 squared. If you haven't got a calculator that does that, the way I would do it is do 24.1 divided by, and then put in brackets 8.4 minus 7.8. So your calculator, which obeys BIDMAS, will do this first, the brackets first, and then it'll do the division, which is what you want. Now press your equals button. Okay, press equals there. Then, and only then, do you do minus 6.2 squared. Okay, and the answer that you should get using either of those methods is 1.72666 recurring. Okay, now the next thing is, it says give that answer correct 3 significant figures. So the 2 is the third significant figure. Okay, so we look at the one next to it, which is the 6. The 6 tells us that we need to round the 2 up to 3. Okay, so that's 1.73. Okay. Now, here we go. Question 2. There we go. So this is a pentagon. It looks like an irregular pentagon. And they're asking us to find out what the missing angle is, which is this one here. Okay, and I'll call that one, I don't know, X. Now, some of you may remember that the interior angles of a pentagon add up to 540 degrees. If you can't remember, the best way to do this for any polygon is to just split it up into as many triangles as you can. And we've got 1, 2, 3 triangles. Each triangle has 180 degrees in it, so that's 3 times 180, which gives us the 540 degrees. Okay. Once we've found that, then we obviously know they all add up to 540, so now x will equal 540, take away all the other angles, so we've got 84 minus 127 minus 114 minus 97, which comes out to 118 degrees. Okay, now this is a 4-mark question. So that means there are plenty of marks going for working, so make sure that you just get into the habit of putting down your working for any question that you're doing, making sure that you're showing exactly what you're doing. Question 3 is a factorisation question, and they're asking us to factorise this, and that means putting it into brackets, doesn't it? So we'll put the brackets in. Okay. And we've got to work out what the common factor is. What goes into w squared and 9w? Well, the answer is w. W goes into w squared, and it also goes into 9w. So we put that outside, and then we ask ourselves, okay, well, first of all, put the sign in so that we know it's going to be a negative. And then we say, if I multiply this by something, I get w squared. So what must this be? Well, it must be w, mustn't it? W times w is w squared, and then w times something gives us 9w, so it must be 9. So that's a nice easy factorisation. The equation that we have to solve here, the thing that you should notice straight away is that we've got x's on both sides. So it's one of those equations where you have to group all the x terms together. So what should we do? Should we take the 5x over to this side, or should we take the 2x over to the other side? Well, always deal with the smaller one first, because we avoid negatives. We don't want to introduce negatives if we can help it. So I'm going to take 2x away from both sides. 5x minus 2x is 3x plus 3x, which is why I did it that way around, minus 1 equals, and those have gone, and we end up with minus 7. Okay, well, what's next? Well, we need to move the 3 and the minus 1. Which one first? Always go for a number on its own first, because it simplifies things. So I'm going to add 1 onto this side, and I'm going to add 1 onto this side. If I do that, I end up with 3x on this side. Those disappear. Minus 7 plus 1, well, that's just number line, isn't it? You're at minus 7, you add 1, you get to minus 6. Now, we need to get rid of the 3. Well, it's a 3 times x. That means to get rid of 3, we need to do a divide by 3. Both sides. Those cancel out, and we're left with x equals minus 6 divided by 3 is minus 2. So x equals minus 2. The last one on this question is expand and simplify. So these are double brackets, and there are different ways to do this. You can use the FOIL method, which is basically doing the arrows. Okay, so we're just multiplying everything by everything else. That's basically what we're doing. Or we can use the grid, which I shall now do. So we're timesing. We've got y there, minus 7 here, y here, and 3 here. Multiply. Y times y is y squared. Y times minus 7 is minus 7y. 3 times y is 3y. And 3 times minus 7 is minus 21. Okay, now in these two terms here and here form what we like to think of as a peanut. Okay, so we've got a peanut there. That means that we can combine these two. They're like terms, aren't they? So we can combine them. So we're going to end up there with 3y minus 7y, which is minus 4y. We've got the y squared there, and we've got the minus 21 here. So that is our answer. And you got 7 marks for all that. So make sure you put all your working down. Okay, go on to the second video to find the next few questions.